Buon salve a tutti amici di Game Experience, siamo qua allo Wow Spazio Fumetto, invitati qua da Warner Bros. Per vedere questo nuovo titolo di TT Games, ovvero Lego Dimension, che stavamo aspettando da un po' perché negli Stati Uniti era già uscito e non vedevamo l'ora di poterci mettere sulle nostre manacce, diciamo. Siamo qua con Mark di TT Games.
Hello!
Adesso gli faremo giusto qualche domandina sul gioco, sui progetti futuri.
La prima domanda riguarda come nasce il progetto di Lego Dimension e come nasce l'idea di integrare i personaggi Lego all'interno di un videogioco, rendendoli fisicamente toccabili con mano.
So the idea always stems from the fact that if you have a toy box at home, that toy box isn't just designated to one toy, you know. You don't have a box for Batman Lego, a box for Lord of the Rings Lego. It all gets mixed up and jumbled up. And so the idea was, well, if you do that when you're playing, why can't you do that in a video game? And that's where the genesis of the seed of the idea came from. And then it kind of spiraled into, okay, what other cool IPs can we get in there? What would be good? What have we not done in Lego before? And then, yeah, Dimensions was sort of born out of that into what you see today, a complete mashup of some of the biggest names in films, comic books, TV, all coming together into something that's never been done before.
Qual è stata la serie che avete preferito creare all'interno di Lego Dimension o negli altri giochi Lego?
Wow, I think Doctor Who really spoke to me as a child growing up. I watched it on TV, so to actually get to play around in that world was just incredible. I mean, you had 52 years worth of history to play with, and to actually make a game of that was great. And then on the other side of the spectrum, we're now doing Sonic the Hedgehog. My first video game ever was Sonic on the Sega Master System years and years ago, and that introduced me to games for the first time, and now it feels like it's come full circle. You know, I was admiring the likes of Sonic Team from afar, just going, they're geniuses, and now we actually get to make a Sonic game dealing with Sonic Team, and it's just that's a dream come true on so many levels.
Cos'è che ti piace di più dell'universo Lego? Quali sono gli aspetti che ti piacciono di più del mondo dei mattoncini Lego? And what is the thing that you prefer in the Lego universe? Refer to the toy aspect.
Our games have always been based around the Lego brick element. Any of our games, if you could see something in the game made out of Lego, you could actually physically build that yourself. And we saw a lot of people who do that. We'd see it online, we'd get messages about it and emails. And then it sort of made sense then that we try and blur that line even further and make physical and digital play even more closely intertwined. So the guys at Lego, who were geniuses, they created these vehicles which can be rebuilt multiple times. You break them apart, you put them back together, and you keep doing it. Not that anyone needs an excuse to play with more Lego, but we thought we'd give you one anyway. And it really is fun just seeing the build instructions pop up on screen and then getting to build a Batmobile into new and interesting ways, and then going into the game to see what new abilities, what new gadgets you have, and keep going at it that way. Lego, it's just a fun toy. It always is. Anything can be Lego, and Lego is everything, really.
Quali sono le serie che ti piacerebbe vedere all'interno di un gioco Lego?
It's getting difficult because we've done them now. I always just wanted to do Doctor Who, and we've got to do it, so it's hard to answer the question. I never thought I'd get to do a Doctor Who game, and we got to do it. We got to put, you know, go and record Peter Capaldi to redo the Doctor's VO. We got to put the TARDIS in there. We got to spend days and days and days watching episode after episode at work, which was horrendous, you know, doing all this study and research. And it was just like, this is something else. And the response that we had from the other territories, it feels like we've done something very special. And I hope the guys over here, when you guys get your hands on it, you feel exactly the same way. There's been a few people I've met today here who've been huge Whovonians, which was great to hear. You know, having a discussion with someone over who the best Doctor is, it's great.
Quali sono i progetti futuri che avete come TT Games riguardante i giochi e gli universi che vedremo all'interno di Lego Dimension nelle prossime espansioni?
Well, I'm never leaving Dimensions. It's going to be with me forever, which is great because I get to play around with all these different brands. Outside of year one, we're obviously looking at the year two content, so we're doing things around Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. brand new Ghostbusters, which is great. Then we have the likes of Sonic the Hedgehog, E.T., A-Team, you know, A-Team. You know, who would have thought that? There was one. We actually found it, so we have to do research on our no, E.T., sorry, A-Team. I don't think there. No, we never found an 18 one. I'm trying to think. Was there an iOS one, the new film? But no, I don't think there's been an 18 game before. So it is a surreal thing, and we get to play around it. And going into next year, we've got other things. I mean, we've already spoke about the likes of Beetlejuice and Powerpuff Girls, which is just, it's nuts. We just keep going and going and going, and the game keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's great because I always have something to talk about, and then I get to come to cool countries like this.
I giochi Lego sono famosi per essere pieni di ironia e molto spesso sono indirizzati a un pubblico di ragazzi più piccoli, anche se l'effetto nostalgia porta a farli piacere anche a chi è più grande. Ci sarà mai un gioco Lego che integrerà elementi più maturi?
We always focus our games on the family audience. I think that's key. There's something compelling and unique about having your children sat next to you on the couch, and as I do on a regular basis, have my young stepson tell me how to play the game I just make. So that happens on a regular occurrence. And I think one of the cool things is a lot of these films or franchises that we take on, they seem to be getting older, especially in Dimensions. You look at the original Ghostbusters, 1984, I think it came out. It was 83, something along that. So that's an old film now, and kids, you know, 8, 9-year-olds, probably not seen it, but the parents have, and that's their doorway in. And it's like, come and sit down. I'm going to show you a real film tonight. This is what it's going to be. And then the kids enjoy it because it's a Lego game. They're familiar, they understand it, and they can get in. And then there's this sort of cross. Like in the game, you go from Ninjago world to Ghostbusters, then to something else, and to something else, and you keep going, and it's a great learning experience. One of the things we found when we did Lego Lord of the Rings a few years ago is we was actually the introduction to this universe for a lot of children. You know, they hadn't read the books, they certainly hadn't seen films because they was higher rated, but then we gave them a window in, an easy to understand, fun experience. And then when they get old enough, they already know all the content from the books. I mean, they can cheat in exams, you know, because they've already seen it all. And they can see the films as well, and it's an honour to be able to do that, and I really hope that it encourages people to go and check out Doctor Who who've never seen it before. Go and watch the Ghostbusters films or the Back to the Future films if you've never seen them before, and hopefully we've got an entire new generation of fans.
Salutiamo Mark, salutiamo i ragazzi di TD Games, è stato un onore essere qua con voi, il gioco è fantastico, it's a really good game. I love it. I love it.
I hope that's what you said in Italian as well, so yes, that's great. Thank you very much.
E ci vediamo alla prossima, ciao a tutti ragazzi.